Our first question for the review says, find the domain and range. So domain is our x value. Our x value, we start from, if you go left to right, we're focusing on our x-axis. We go from 0, our line starts here at 0, and then it stops at 16. So if 0 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 16. It is equal to because it is closed circle. If it was open circle, then it would be 0 is less than x is less than 16 without the equal to. Then it asks us for the range. Range is the y values. Our y-axis goes from bottom to top. We're going from 0 to 5. So 0 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 5. Minimum to maximum. Number 2, it says find the line of best fit. So the line of best fit, we need to find our m, our slope, and our y-intercept. For this one, we have to use the calculator, where we're going to go to list and spreadsheets. And then we're going to do menu 4, 1, 3 after we plug in our numbers into the table. So we would go to list and spreadsheets. Okay, make sure you open a new document. If it asks you to save something, you hit no. Up here, you have to put X. Then where it says B, you have to put Y. Then you plug in all your values. So I'm going to put this side by side so I can see my values. 1.5, 1.8. Then we do our y values. Okay. Ooh, I messed up. Oh, there. Then once we have it, we're going to go menu, statistics, stat calculation, and linear regression, the first one, or menu 413. Select your X for X list. Select your Y for Y list. Then hit OK or enter. There is my slope, is my M, so it's right here. Y equals 0.958. Then put the X next to your slope, and then my B is minus 0.0083 or negative 0.83. So I'm going to put minus 0.008. I'm only going to do 3 decimal places. And then we find our R. Careful, don't go by the R square. Make sure that you're looking at the R. So our R is 0.983 if I round to 3 decimal places because the 2 has a 5 next to it. Then it asks for the correlation. Because it is a positive R, it is a positive correlation, and the closer it is to 1, the stronger it is. So it's a positive, strong correlation, whether it's a positive or negative. Number 3, it says find the slope. Let me go back to this one. It says find the slope, y-intercept, and 0 of the linear function. Alright, so our slope is, we're going from one point to the next. We can start here at the negative 5. So we're going to go from negative 5, our next point there is at the x-intercept at 2. And then our next point there is up here. For sure, we can already see that our y-intercept is a negative 5. Our 0 is our x-intercept, so our 0 is 2. And then we can count our slope. It doesn't matter which 2 points we pick. We're going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 2. So our slope is 5 over 2. Okay, our line is going up, so it's a positive slope. If it was going down, then it would be negative. All right, let's go to find the slope of the equation x equals 6. So x equals 6, if you graph it, you would see that it is a vertical line. Vertical lines have an undefined slope. Okay. Just want to show you how to check it in the calculator. Once you open a graph and graph it, you're going to do menu 6, 5. So menu 6, 5, I'm going to graph it. This, you definitely want to graph this as a relation, so delete the equal sign, select relation, and then plug in x equals, what was it? X equals 6. X equals 6. Then enter. There is our line. Do menu 6, 5. Click on the line, and you can see that our slope is undefined. Oops, I moved it a little bit, but it's undefined. Okay. All right, so let's go back to our review. Number 5, it says, the table below shows the number of participants attending the event over a period of 5 years. What is the rate of change? Rate of change is your slope. So you can either do the same thing we just did. Actually, no. You would have to do what we did here on number 2. Plug it into the calculator, then do menu 413, and slope is your m. So you would just look for the m in the calculator. That's one way of doing it. The other way would be to make this your x1, x2, y1, y2, and use the slope formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's going to give us 71 minus 67, 2 minus 1. So it's going to be 4 over 1, so our slope is 4. Number 6, it says write an equation of a line that passes through the point -8, 12, and has an undefined slope. So we just went over a line that is undefined. It looks like this, x equals 6. So then it's going to be x equals something. Well, if you look at your point, this is the x coordinate, so it's x equals -8. If it asks for a slope, a point, if it asks for a line that had a 0 slope, then it would be y equals, because it would be a horizontal line, and then it's y equals the y coordinate, 12. So this is a correct one because it asks for a line that has an undefined slope, so a vertical line. And this one would be the correct one if it asks for a line that has a 0 slope, which would be a horizontal line. Number 7 says write an equation of a line that is perpendicular to y equals 5x minus 1 and passes through the point, to -4. Well, we know that perpendicular lines have opposite and reciprocal slope. So the slope here is 5. If I didn't know that, I would graph it and do menu 6, 5 like we did here on number 4. And then I would find the slope, then I would do the opposite reciprocal. So the opposite sign of a positive 5 is a negative. The reciprocal of 5 is 1 over 5. So this is our slope. Just by knowing that, I should be able to cross out half of the answers. It passes through the point 2, -4. So now we're going to use the y1 minus y minus y1, mx minus x1, y minus a 4, because that's my y, but minus a -4 is going to change to a positive. Our slope is -1/5, because we just found it here, and our x is a 2. So it's a positive 2, so I don't have to worry about changing, and the equation already has a minus. All right, then you would distribute the -1/5. Negative times a negative is 2 is a positive. And then subtract a 4, so y is by itself. Minus 4 will give us a -18/5. If I have answer choices, which I will have answer choices in my test, then you would just check the slope, that it's -1/5, and this one is, right? And then you could graph it and check that it goes through this point. So let's do that. Let's pretend that this was answer choice A, and I'm going to graph it. So I already know that this is a correct slope, so I don't have to graph all of them. And then I'm going to check for that point. So I'm going to go to a graph. Oops. Okay. Let me have this one inside. And then I'm going to open a graph. Okay. We want to graph y equals 1/5 minus 18, negative 1/5. So go with the equal sign, so the relation y equals negative 1/5 x minus 18/5. Okay, that was our answer, but we don't know, we're not sure. Once I graph it, to check the point, we're going to do menu, trace, and trace graph. Okay, click to the left. We're looking for that negative, to the right, positive 2/5. Let's see how it's going by decimals. If you want to change that, you do menu 5-3, change that to a 1, hit OK. And now if you click to the right, now it's going by whole numbers. And then I want to go all the way to it says positive 2, and it says it right there, and it does go to 2, negative 4, so that's how you would know that A is your answer. Okay, let's go back. All right, number 8. Number 8 is just like number 7. So I would do the same thing if I had answer choices. I would graph it in the calculator, match up the slope first. That way I don't have to graph all 4 equations. Then I would graph the 2 one by one and check the point by doing menu 5-1 and menu 5-3. Okay, I'm going to skip number 8. Let's go to number 9. It asks for a situation that can just describe a causation. So something that causes something else to change. Well, the more I study, the more hours I study, the higher my test rate. So test rate and hours studying do cause an effect on each other, so that would be a causation. Number 10 asks for the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, so negative 5 or 0, negative 5 in case it gave it to us in a coordinate, as a coordinate point. Number 11, it says use a calculator to match the following equations. I'm going to do a calculator for A and C, but for B, I'm just going to do it by hand. Our y-intercept is negative 2. So this one crosses at negative 2, and then we're going up 1 over 4 because of our slope. So up 1 over 4, up 1 over 4. So definitely this one is our B. Answer choice A is 5x minus 2y equals 8. For sure, I recommend you use your calculator on that one. So if I want to use my calculator, again, I'm going to open a graph. Okay, let's open a graph. Delete the equal sign. Select relation. Then it's 5x minus 2y equals 8. Enter, and then match it up. You can see that's crossing down here on the negative. So for sure, it's going to be the second graph. But in case I couldn't tell, let's graph the answer choice C. So I'm going to open a graph again. I'm going to delete the equal sign, select relation, and let's plug in y minus 1 equals 3 parentheses x plus 2. 3 parentheses x plus 2. And you can see it's crossing over here. If you can't see it, you can hold down your mouse and then move it around, and you can see where it crosses the y-axis. If you're still not sure, you can do menu 5-1, and it always starts on the y-intercept. Well, I guess not. All right, click to where it crosses the y-axis, and actually it says y-intercept, and our y-intercept is 0, 7. So you can count here. Is it crossing at the 7? And it is. So we know that this is our C graph. Back to our review. Number 12. It asks which equation is parallel. So parallel lines have the same slope. The slope is 2. The slope is 2. Our answer is C. Number 13. Write an equation with a 0 slope. 0 slope is a horizontal line. Horizontal line is y equals a number. The y coordinate is 9, so it's y equals 9. So it goes here through the y-axis at 9. If you weren't sure, you would graph all your answer choices. This one, once you graph it, just like our first problems here, you would graph a vertical line. So you know that would be out, and this one would be out. It would be between these two, and then you would check the point. Obviously, your answer is G. Okay.